What's up, Brozones? Welcome to the Ozone, and welcome back to another Gravity Falls video. We are getting straight back into Book of Bill, episode number 3. I'm not going to waste any time, I'm just going to get straight into it. I know that some of you said in my last video, which I uploaded last night, that this is actually one of the most important pages in the entire book. What? I can understand it. Just kind of seeing it from here at a high level, I can see that, like, there's a lot of codes and stuff around here that I have I don't know what any of these are. Like, I don't even know. I don't think this might be a Caesar, because I can see the letter D there, and D would be an A if we go 3 letters back. Here, I have no idea. Vloob. I mean, again, that could probably be a Caesar because there is a double bigram there, or yeah. But, like, all these numbers and stuff, it's mad. I have no idea. So, hopefully we get there at some point. But, if I remember correctly, the next page is codes. Okay, cool. So, I can see this tree has a lot of numbers around it. And then we have these letters: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Okay, all of the letters are there at least. X equals A. That's Caesar, right? Right? Because if you have X, it goes to A. So there you go. Oh, maybe this is telling us. Maybe this is telling us what the cipher is, right? Because this is actually a really, really good way to demonstrate how ciphers work, especially Caesar ciphers, but also, like, at Bash, you can see opposites. But oh no, it wouldn't be opposites anyway. Never mind. But Caesar cipher, 3 letters back, so you can see from X we go 3 letters back, and it's an A. Although I think 3 letters back would have to be from A, like it would be 3 letters back from A as X rather than 3 letters back from X as A. I don't know, but I think this is a cool way to demonstrate it. There's a weird flame here, or whatever. And this is a cool Bill cipher. I like this. Codes. Your world is controlled by dark, invisible forces that need to operate in the shadows to maintain their power. To communicate, they hide their secrets out in the open, written in a special way, so only those in the know can read them. Fine print, terms of service, music and theme parks, subliminal messages and commercials. You're surrounded by codes. Not in this book, however. Sorry, Mr. Nosy. I'm a straight shooter. None of that double talk from me. You can ditch the red yarn and put down your coffee. This book has no codes. Well, we know that to be completely false. I'm a little bit scared, to be honest, that all of these numbers is going to amount to something. No pun intended. But yeah. By the way, this time next week, I get my book. So hopefully, I think what's going to probably happen is we're going to finish reading, like, our first read through of this book. And then I'm going to have the IRL book, and we'll be able to decode everything. Or I don't know if we'll be able to decode everything, but we will have a look through everything once again with a little bit more detail, and kind of just pause and stop on certain pages and try and solve things. And then we'll go onto the website. I think that's probably a good way to do it. My horrible heads. Here's a look at my scrambled faces collection. Aren't they beautiful? As a reward for being such a good disciple, how about I redecorate the face of one of your enemies on the house? Just write your nemesis' name here and choose from one of these popular options. Golly, if you could only hear the sounds these heads are making. It's so much worse than what you're imagining. So we got, like, a barber shop. I don't really know what the point of those spinny things are, but it's to show it's a barber shop. We have a camera, like a disposable camera from Gobblewonka. We have the what is it called? Crunch Pups or something. I can't quite remember, but, like, the one that Mabel tasted in the Inconveniencing, by Nyums. We have, is that like an opposite Bill cipher? Plan? I'm confused about that one. What is this? PRSAR? What? I don't know. Again, we'll have to go through this. What is going on down here? What are these guys? Oh, I thought they were little men, but maybe they're not. Maybe they're just, like, crystals or something. Number 2 boss. I love that. Stan Buck. That's a cool detail. Yeah, okay. So we have the Cruncher, Slicey Dicey, Mr. Swirls, Hindsight. That's funny. In hindsight, as in looking backwards. Scremmy and Eduardo. Guys, if you had to have one of these heads for the rest of your life, which one would it be? I would honestly probably take Scremmy or Hindsight. I think both could be useful. Was that the bite of 87? Okay. Moving on from that, we've got Dreams. This is going to be interesting. This is like the DreamWorks. Well, it's not quite, but I feel like it's a little bit of a like the Man on the Moon kind of DreamWorks reference. Whoa, this is cool. What is this reminding me of? Is it the Keyhole guy who we saw on Weirdmageddon? This is reminding me of something, but I can't quite picture it. Is that Wendy in the back? I think so, because of the floppy hair, and there's Gideon as well. Okay, looks like you nodded off. Welcome to the Mindscape, a secret back door connecting all consciousness. Every time you hit your REM cycle, a tunnel opens from your mind to my playground. If you sleep with this book under the pillow, I may even show up tonight. Lucid dream lessons start in your brain at 3:33 a.m. sharp. Set your alarm for never. I'm one of a select few VIPs who've got the keys to this liminal basement, and I've seen things that you won't believe. Since you and I are pals, here's a peek inside a few familiar minds. Oh, interesting. Okay, so Sixer. Sixer dreams about a pop quiz that asks him, what are you attracted to? Usually writes, I'm attracted to logic and preparation. Not sure what to call that. Pansexual. Oh, that's so funny. Okay. The Mabel, some of the greatest dreams in the Mindscape, a mix between Eronimus Bosch and Lisa Frank, but constant... I'm trying to think what that means. But constant nightmares about being unable to save a dying pig. Or we have Wendy. Almost every dream is about her mom. Sorry, Pine Tree. Really? Okay. Oedipus complex. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I thought that was Dipper. This is Wendy that we're talking about. Almost every dream is about her mom. Sorry, Pine Tree. We never saw her mom, did we? That's interesting. Maybe there's more to her mom? Or like, what happened to her mom? Did she die, maybe? Maybe we missed something about her mom. Recurring nightmares about overhearing a fight between his parents he wasn't supposed to hear. Why do you think they were in such a rush to get the kids out the door for a summer? Oh. This is really making me question some of the deeper parts of each character. Like, obviously we knew this was going to happen. It's gonna ask us questions about the characters, and we're not going to know the answers. And that's what a lot of this book is going to do. And I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it, because I think we kind of wrapped up a lot of the stories, but at the end of the day, there's still much deeper lore that we have never even touched on. So it's interesting. We have Seuss. I'm interested in this one. Mindscape is a baffling mix of 80s movies, video games, and pudding cups that eat you. Constantly dreams about getting his last name legally changed to Pines. His girlfriend is going to have a problem with this. I'm also interested in, what's her name? Pacifica. And like why she's the llama and stuff. Obviously, I think there was a llama Easter egg in season 2, and then there was also the jumper that she put on in Weirdmageddon. Nightmares about trying to wash blood off her hands that never comes out, being 100 feet tall, and accidentally crushing the town. The lumberjack ghost still talks to her at night. What? That's interesting. What we're trying to do here is, like, a lot of this, because it's obviously in dreams, and dreams, I don't think anybody understands dreams, what dreams are and stuff. Obviously, we can turn. We were talking about Oedipus complex before. We can turn to Sigmund Freud if we want to, but he goes into some weird places with his theories about dreams and what they actually mean. Because what you dream about, there could be a lot of symbolism there. And I know that personal note, I dream a lot about my anxieties. I have a lot of nightmares about things that can happen to me and things that probably will happen to me, and it's quite scary. It's quite scary, and you kind of wake up a lot of the time relieved, but then there's the odd dream I get where like the best thing in the world happens, and then you wake up feeling depressed. So I feel like dreams are just like, I just hate the thought of dreams. I hate dreams. They are the worst. But here, what this book is trying to do is tell us, these are dreams that Bill Cipher has seen, these minds. This is some of their deepest inner thoughts that they might not even, dreams are all happening in the subconscious. They're not necessarily, like me with me dreaming about anxieties, they're not necessarily always thoughts that are in the front of your mind, which is why a lot of the time you might see people in your dreams that you haven't even thought of for like 10 years. So I think this is quite interesting to think about. And when this book is saying nightmares about trying to wash blood off her hands that never comes out, the first thing I think of is Macbeth. In Macbeth, I think it was Lady Macbeth who killed the king. Was it King Duncan? I don't remember much about Macbeth, to be honest. I only did it once in school. I think Lady Macbeth killed King Duncan or some other king or something, and then she had blood on her hands, and then there was this scene of her going to a tap, a basin, and trying to wash the blood off her hands, and it just wasn't coming off. And that was meant to kind of symbolize the fact that you did this, and it's going to stay with you. And I think from that point, I don't know if Shakespeare was the first to do it or if it was way before, but like at that point, I think that was a very big kind of a literary method of saying like I somewhat feel the guilt and I feel the weight of this murder on my shoulders and in my hands. So like I think that is what this is trying to symbolize. It's really strange though that I don't know it. I don't think this is saying Pacifica has strangled, has killed someone. I think this is more so saying she feels guilty for something. And I think it's probably her behavior. She feels guilty for her behavior. She doesn't want to be ruled over by her parents all the time. And that's what makes her the horrible Pacifica that we don't like. But there's always Pacifica is a really interesting character in the series because she has that conflict of there is this bad Pacifica which is influenced by her parents, and there's this really good, sweet Pacifica inside of her, and so it's an onward and ongoing battle, and it's really interesting. Being 100 feet tall and accidentally crushing the town, I'm thinking like she has the opportunity, like she is 100 feet tall. And she can't do anything but try to take a step and accidentally crushing a town. And like whatever she does in this scenario, she loses. I think that's maybe she feels kind of trapped in that sense. And then the lumberjack ghost still talks to her at night. I think that's just a weird add-on. I don't know. I don't know. We have Robbie dreams about his original hair color. Right? Stan endless dreams about high school, about his brother trapped inside a science fair experiment. Gideon still dreams about that sailor suit. He loved it. Blubs only dreams about Durland. Durland only dreams about Blubs. Want to take a closer look? Oh no. I don't know if I do. I don't know if I do. Embarrassing memories. Oh my god, there's so much here. Okay. Ah, Pine Tree, I've seen a sweaty pile of elbows and acne from the inside out, and he's got enough personal humiliations on file to entertain me forever. If you think an ageless demigod would be above binge-watching the misery of a random 12-year-old, guess again! Some lowlights. The time he discovered that his fly had been down during the entire 3 days of Weirdmageddon, everyone noticed, no one said anything. He's referred to as Zipper Pines in Mabel, Tambrian, Major, and Mayor Tyler's group chat. Why do they have a group chat? That's funny. Zipper Pines. Clogged the toilet at Northwest Manor. Blamed it on the ghost. Climbed a tree with Wendy. Fire department had to be cool to get him down. Sniffed Ford's turtleneck. Got his arm and head stuck inside. Accidentally glued himself to the Sasquatch. Fire department had to be cool to get him out. No matter where he stands on a baseball diamond, the ball will always hit his face. It's like magic. How does he do it? Another one of those cameras down here. Disposable cameras. I'm thinking, is there more to it? Like, is there a symbolism coming out of all of this? Also, binoculars, I think. I don't really know what this is. I can't quite tell. But there's also binoculars down here. Worrell, that's familiar. What is this? Can't quite see it. What is the Mystery Shack? He's got Dipper Pine's hat, or just a pine hat. Okay. Forgot to clear his search history on Suze's browser, and Mabel saw all this. We'll read that in a second. Met his soulmate anonymously chatting online on conspiracy singles. Was devastated to find out Shaq Fan 2000 was actually Suze. Falling for my dream pranks. I beamed these fake spoilers of the author's identity into his head nightly, and he fell for every one of them. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny, because that is exactly what Alex Hirsch did to the community. He put McGucket here, writing in the journal. This is funny. This is really good. Imagine being this gullible. Some part of Pine Tree still thinks Gorney is the author. Is Gorney that kid? I'm going to write down Gorney. Because I don't think I've heard that name before. And Gorney is the author. Just, I don't know. Why would he say that specifically? It's a really weird one. Let's read all of this. So, net nerd, surf that gnarly net. Just don't drown. File edit, bookmarks, options, new window, help, back, forward, home, refresh, print, search. Can't quite make that out. Address, http to www.searchimup.seekanswers.blom. Recipe, sock puppet tutorial, magic trick tutorials, ASCII art of pigs. Search him up. Right. Wendy Corduroy Instagram. Wendy pictures online. Dipper! Come on, man. You're better than this. Lumberjack girls. Delete search history permanent. Drank coffee, heart feel weird, dying. Dipper Pines plus cool plus what people are saying. Fake chest hair convincing tips. That's from Dipper versus Manliness. Remove hot glue goat hair from chest urgent. Is it okay to wear same shorts for a week? Baba latest release. Normal to have no friends. Can you kill ghost? Does killing ghost make double ghost? Attracted to green M and N unhealthy. Green M and N smiling at me. What the hell, Dipper? Are you kidding? To be fair, the green M&M in that commercial is, yeah. Lyme disease signs. What? Lyme disease? I know an artist who has Lyme disease. Oh, I think they do have Lyme disease. Lyme disease. Let me just look up what Lyme disease actually is. Oh, that's right. It's from ticks. It's from ticks. It's a bacterial infection that can be spread to humans by infected ticks. It's usually easier to treat if it's diagnosed early. You have these. Yes, that's right. Flu-like symptoms. Avoid tick bites. I hate it. I really hate it. Okay. So I'm assuming from the forest, like from the forest, he's had like B-Warb on his arm and stuff like that. He probably has one of those, like a tick bite or something. So I don't know. Sousaphone tutorials. I don't get that one. SPF 100 sun cream for ultra sensitive skin, no tears. Crystal forums. Is my sister's Fnurby haunted? How to stop uncle sleepwalking with eyes open, it is so scary. Immoral to eat candy monster, was alive. Standpine's arrest records. Hot glue scented candle gift for sister. Subliminal messages in cartoons. Is my voice getting higher? Backwards puberty. Is backwards puberty real? Plutonium taste. Girls who like elaborate puzzles mazes. What the hecahedron answer cheat? What the hecahedron? I swear that's a thing. Oh, right. What the hecahedron? Oh my god, why are there so many ads? Seemingly impossible 3D shaped puzzle. It is a parody of the Rubik's Cube. That's right. From Little Gift Shop of Horrors. Yes, this was the one where where Waddles was voiced by Neil deGrasse Tyson, I think. Yeah, that's the what the hecahedron right there. So there you go. That's cool. Where are we? Am I the sidekick? Dipperpine's sidekick. Normal head size circumference. Thought I saw the moon blink. Is Moon Alive serious? Interesting reference there to sock puppet or sock opera. I thought these would be in a little bit like timeline order. It seems like a lot of it is, but like I don't know. We've had what the hecahedron and then we have this, but I don't know. Sus Alzamirano Ramirez age. I don't know if we ever had his middle name, have we? Alzamirino? Maybe we have. Fear of Triangle support group. Traded body with sister support group. Uncle dressed me as shirtless wolf boy support group. Yeah, again, we have like Carpet DM here, which is quite far in. Big words to impress people while talking. Grow extra finger, impress uncle. First kiss was merman, does this count? Can't get sister's glitter out of clothes. Tension in household, excessive glitter. Pacifica Northwest pageant video. Oh my god, are we going to get Dipsifica content? To be determined, what is he? CIA, are you reading this now? To CIA, these were all fake searches just to test your agent's readiness. You passed. You can now delete my search history. Vest rash. Fighting vest rash. Living with vest rash. Interesting. Okay. Well, that was a read. I like this. We're going through each... Yeah, there's the pine tree symbol here, and this is the shooting star. We're going through each character. I like this. Now, this kid I like. A chaos agent wrapped in a deceptively cute yarn exoskeleton. She bends headbands and reality to her unhinged whims. Her teeth had jagged metal attack barbs that can bite clean through scented markers. Her indoor voice can rupture eardrums, and she personally ascended to the astral plane just by guzzling expired sugar. Pine Tree was too weak to join me, but Shooting Star's love of chaos made me wonder if one day she could be swayed to my side. A few days before Weirdmageddon, I hopped into her dreams ready to make a deal. Unfortunately, her mind had wanted posters of me everywhere, just because I possessed her brother one time. Kinda hypocritical, considering she possessed her brother one time too. I needed intel to sway her, but her hall of secret fantasies was guarded by bouncers. Yep, Kraz Zazler and Zyla Q Blaze. Two neon one-dimensional surf himbos with backstories so confusing that no one could tell if they were brothers, husbands, or clones. To earn their trust, I took the form of Chill Cypher, a human boy who loves being rad and having the right amount of eyes. They were intrigued by my skateboard trick, eating my skateboard, but dared me to prove my trustworthiness by joining them in a bonding montage. That's so funny. This plane going, ha ha, yeah. That's funny. Dream Boy High. Love it. Chill. It says chill on his hat. A tip about montages, you can't fight them. When one starts, you just have to let your body go limp and endure the volleyball playing, chest waxing, sauna towel whipping, dabbing each other's noses with frozen yogurt, teaching a dinosaur with shades to believe in himself, daring to say no to drugs and surf competitions until the music stops. Finally, they agreed I was legit enough to see Mabel's secret fantasies and opened up a hidden locker to reveal a CD of Fantasy by Mariah Carey. I'm looking at the background here and Mabel's hair. She's got loads of things stuck in my hair. Das Flavor Pups. That's the name of it. Some stickers. The Do You Like Me message from episode 1. Well, who is this? Is that like Prince Charming or something? Is that Kraz? Maybe. I think that's probably Kraz. Like a action figure or something. There's a lollipop. Is that a ball of yarn? Oh yeah, because she makes what are they called? Jumpers, woolly jumpers. This was it. How was I supposed to manipulate Shooting Star into smashing the rift with this? In my rage, I melted Kraz's face off with my mind. It grew back, alas, hunkier than ever. This has the answers to everything, brosif, crazzed Kraz. When Maymay's got a case at the SADS, she puts on her headphones and retreats to her sweet, sweet fantasy, baby. What is her vulnerability? I shrieked. My puka shell necklace catching on fire. They pouted at me like baffled dogs. I exhaled slowly and slicked back my single blonde hair. What gives Maymay these aforementioned SADS? They hung their heads wisely. Summer's ending, my guy. Ending to death, bro. She'd do anything to make it last just a day longer. Probably something rash and out of character even. That would turn things from fresh to grody. Yeah, that would be Mariah Scary. That was it. She'd never make a deal with me. But she'd make a deal with someone she believed could give her more time. The dream was done. I had her. So this was just before he used blending to try to make Summer, or make it seem like Summer could go on and last forever. But this was right before Weird-Mageddon, so Mabel took the deal, but then it ended up being Bill Cipher, and then Weird-Mageddon happens, and yeah, that's really, really cool. And then this fantasy land is what's in Mabel's land in episode 2 of Weird-Mageddon, right? I think Dream Boy High is in there. So all of this makes sense, like timeline-wise and stuff. Interesting, the glasses. Old Man McGucket. Shooting Star wasn't the only brain I crashed before Weird-Mageddon. After me and Sixer were no longer on a first brain basis, I decided to pay his henchman a visit to see if the professor would be nutty enough to make a deal. This was a mistake. I've peered into the souls of madmen, but this was the first time I've been in a mind that was collapsing like a neutron star. Wow. That is a great line. Neutron stars, I believe, are the most dense stars, which makes them like really actually quite small, but really, really, really heavy, meaning they're very dense. Obviously not to the point of like a black hole, but it's really interesting. I love that metaphor or simile, collapsing like a neutron star. And this is such a cool image. This is so freaking cool. I love this. This is just great characterization. Like, this is exactly how I would sum up Old Man McGucket. Shards of emotional damage whiz by like bullets. Some desperate part of him seemed to be trying to heal himself, hoping to weld his memories back together like one of his robots, but thanks to years of using his own brain damage ray on himself, his mind was scrambled into something even I couldn't decode. A single spark from the memory inferno hit me, and a hole sizzled straight through me like a laser through butter. For the first time, I felt a kind of pain that wasn't hilarious. I'd heard enough overlapping banjo solos to last me a lifetime. I was out, and I never came back. You know, I thought the Mindscape was so cool to see in Dreamscaper. Is it the Dreamscape or the Mindscape? The Mindscape. I thought it was really cool to see in Dreamscapers when we went in Stan Pine's mind. But I thought, after that episode, I thought Season 2 would actually have a lot more of that. I thought a lot of Bill's power was just going into someone's mind, and then I thought, like, other people would follow into the character's mind and they'd see stuff that they weren't prepared to see. So I'm actually a bit sad that, like, in the show, we never got to see, like, the inside of McGucket's mind. Like, wouldn't that have been amazing? But I am so happy that they managed to incorporate it in this book. I think this was such a smart decision, and I think this is just such a cool way to do it. I think this is everything we could have wanted from it. Like, remember we went in Stan Pine's mind and everything was black and white, and we had, like, the sad swing set that was foreshadowing Tale of Two Stans, and we had, like, the different memories of Stan and stuff. Imagine we had another episode where we tried to go into McGucket's mind, and we just ended up seeing a hurricane of, like, past memories that are being lost to time and stuff like that. Like, it would have been really cool to see the damaged mind of McGucket from the inside as well. I will say I really do like what they did with the show. Like, they shouldn't change it. Absolutely not. I think Society of the Blind Eye was a great way to show his progression over time of, like, using the memory gun and descending into chaos. But it just would have been so cool. It probably would have been harder to do. So I think this is just so perfect. It's so good. Speaking of which, I do see the computer over here. I don't see anything on it. We have raccoon, we have possums, cogs, alcohol, mountain don't. It's like Mountain Dew, but mountain don't. We got a banjo, got a TV with old McGucket on it, got a lantern, and, like, a telephone pole that's being wrapped around everything. That's quite interesting. And a cuckoo clock, because, you know, he's a bit cuckoo. Cool. Oh, yeah, and loads of blind eye symbols around as well. That is really cool. Whoa! Whoa! Okay, I'm excited now. I'm excited for what's to come. The meaning of life. I'm going to cut to the quick, pal. The blind universe that bathed you out, you didn't plan for you to get smart enough to start worrying about what your meaning is. It only wanted you to make babies and climb to the grave. Life doesn't care about your meaning, so why should you care about its meaning? If anything, life is your enemy. Create your own meaning and defy life to stop you. When it comes to life's meaning, there is none, which is good news because it means you get to decide what it is you do, what it is for yourself. Therefore, the meaning of life is whatever you write here. It's that simple. Where I come from, everyone just followed whatever meaning was handed down to them, like ants blindly scrambling over each other's corpses for sugar. I learned from an early age that if I was going to make anything of myself, I was going to need to figure out all my own meaning. Maybe this will make a little more sense when I tell you my story, all the way from my birth to my death. Buckle up. Interesting. This is a cool metaphor. Code here. I wonder what these will say. Because, like, this isn't a long code. This is a one-word code. What on earth could this possibly say to be interesting? I guess you'll probably decode this and put it in the website and you'll get more about this, won't you? I imagine that's how it will work. If that's how it works, I am absolutely baffled. That's such a creative way to do things, because you don't want to just sit here like reading lines and lines of these symbols and trying to decode it. You want to just decode one thing and get a reward for it. I think that's going to be really cool if that's how it's done. My story. Oh my god, I am excited. I am so excited for Bill's story. We know a little bit. So what do we know? We thought he came from the 2D dimension, but I think that was false. Didn't we hear from both Journal 3 and the Axolotl? I think we heard from both of them that they watched their world burn. What did the Axolotl say? Watched their own world burn. I can't quite remember, but they said something about like don't blame the arson. No, it said blame the arson for the fire, as in don't blame the arsonist. Blame the fire for the fire, which is like a stupid thing, but it's like it's almost it's kind of like telling us that Bill destroyed his own home, and then came on to become the king of the Nightmare Realm or something. I don't quite remember all the details. It has been a while, and I'm sorry. I probably should remember all the details, but that is a lot of what I remember. But I am assuming we're going to get more here anyway. We got some ducks. We got Bill's cipher bursting through some wallpaper. We got some cigarettes. I don't know what to make of that. There might be text here as well. By the way, I do want to take this time to say, please don't spoil anything about this book. I should have said this at the beginning of the series and of the episode, but please, I don't want to know things about where I can find information. I don't want to know where I can find codes, how to decode codes, what to put in the website. I don't want to know anything. Like, I don't know what people find so difficult to understand. Just don't tell me things. Just don't. Just all I want you to tell me in the comments is, was this a good video? What did you like about the video? Did you laugh at anything? Why was something funny? Like what did I just don't want you to tell me things that I don't know. That's all I want. It's all I could ask for. Most of you are okay at it, but I always get comments that kind of are just a bit too far. Wow. Oh my gosh, this is a cool one. Okay. Look at him. Oh my god, why is he so droopy? The early years. Let's get something out of the way. There's no way for your 3D mind to process my 2D homeworld unless you chug expired milk while looking at a kaleidoscope. But since we're pals, I'll beam an image directly into your brain. Of me as a baby. Aw, I had Velcro shoes that squeaked when I ran. Everyone loved me immediately, and the mayor dubbed me the best baby of all time. Made my birthday a holiday, and gave out free knives. Look, I know you want some tragic backstory that humanizes me and makes my sharp edges easier to swallow, but if you came to a triangle looking for depth, you're barking up the wrong treaties. I don't know what that is. That's funny though. I like that. I just love, it's so villainous for him to... I think that's what I love about Bill Cipher and Gravity Falls so much, is it's always subverting expectations, and it's always not necessarily breaking the fourth wall, but understanding its meta and stuff like that. So like, Alex Hirsch knows 100% he could write down Bill's backstory here and be like, Bill at a very young age, his mother left him and his dad beat him up, and you know, blah 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 blah. And he could come up with some justification for why Bill is the way he is, but in a way, it is more villainous for Bill just to straight up say, I know you want some tragic backstory. I'm not going to give you that. There is no tragic backstory. I'm just the way I am. Like, it's so meta and it's almost fourth wall breaking, but it makes him so much more villainous. And that's what I love about Gravity Falls and stuff, that it has the ability to do that. Truth is, I've always been loved and admired by all, but being special comes with a price. You see, I wasn't just smarter than all the dull trapezoids and rhombuses sucking up the rightful oxygen. I had a gift, a rare mutation. I could see the third dimension. Guys, rewind time back to, was it episode number 2 of Gravity Falls, where I found that matrix in the top right corner of the intro screen, the freeze frame. And we said that matrix is a 2D to 3D transformation matrix. And I was like, maybe like this god in the middle of the show, and I knew it was Bill Cipher at that point because I had been on the internet. Maybe Bill Cipher is trying to get from the 2D world to the 3D world or something like that. And I genuinely think that prediction still sort of stands, and it's still right. And I think a lot of you have actually been quite impressed by that I managed to pick up on that. It's just my stupid mathematical sciencey brain that I love. I just love talking so much, and I think I got lucky there, to be honest. But it's really strange how this is all coming to fruition. How we're talking about, like he was born in a 2D homeworld. He could see the third dimension. It's really weird. No one else in my stifling pancake of a reality understood what I was talking about when I said there was a direction called up. While they were all bumping around like ants in a terrarium, I could see a world of infinite glittering potential beyond the sliver of forgettable gruel that was my home reality. I looked up and I saw the stars, and I was ready to be one. Technically, talking about a third dimension was illegal in my world, but I knew that everyone would be grateful if they could be freed from their delusions. It's really interesting hearing about this. I am starting to think I was right. I think he is a 2D being. He can see the third dimension. He wants to be a 3D being. Therefore, and then he can rule not only 2 dimensions, but 3 dimensions. Because even, just think about it in Gravity Falls, he is still technically 2 dimensions, I think. It's kind of hard to say that, I think. I don't know. It's really weird. Bill Cipher's weird. Like, the science of Bill Cipher's weird, but I don't think about it too much. Look at also how this is all a page with, they could have put anything in the background of this page. They chose prisms. Now, prisms, when you shine white light through a prism, it will refract as it does in glass or whatever, and out the other end is going to come all your different colors. It's going to spread all the colors. It's going to split out all the colors into the rainbow, the spectrum. And so I think that's even a little bit of a metaphor almost. Like, Bill came from a 2D world, just something that was quite simple, just a straight beam of light. And out the other end, he is able to see and he is able to experience the third dimension, all of these different colors and all of these different possibilities, the direction up, the direction down even. Like, he is almost like this prism. Or maybe that's his, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too hard into the symbolism here, but I really like talking about symbolism and stuff, so there you go. It was time to put on a show. I came up with a plan to show everyone what they were missing. Their screams getting louder and louder as so much blood, so much mandibles, my hands shaking as I realized I could never undo was the last one breath. Episodes of Family Matter until there was no one left but me, covered in blood, alone in the universe. Oh, that's weird. For some reason, whenever I try to talk about that day, there's this loud buzzing in my ears and I black out for 30 seconds. Well, we can come back to it. The important thing is I freed myself from my suffocating world and freed everyone else too. And everyone loved me for it. And everyone was fine. And that's all there is to say about it. The new dimension I escaped to had a job vacancy for the role of Galactic Overlord. I humbly obliged. I see. So this is his true backstory. We just don't know it yet because it's covered up. I'm assuming at some point during this whole solving of Book of Bill, we're going to find this. We're going to find what's missing here. I'll keep that in mind. Oh, this is cool. The Henchmaniacs, the Friends logo. So no one told you that it's going to be this way. With no consistent laws, physical or judicial, my new unclaimed space between the spaces was the perfect realm to overthrow. But every pirate king needs his crew. Joining my club was easy. You just needed to pass the initiation, get the brand, sever all ties to your prior life, and fight to the death in a giant burger place ball pit for my loyalty. You know, a family. Soon, the strangest oddballs in reality were rolling right into my corner pocket. The henchmaniacs joined the family. So funny. Henchmaniacs. I love the Friends logo. That's so funny. Okay, so we have Pyronica. Skill, quantum physics and arson. She's a pyro brainiac. Origin, periodic table dimension. Whoa, this is my girl. Known for beauty queen who burned her city down after getting second place. Maybe this is not my girl. Melted the metallic cops chasing her. You'll never take me alive, copper. Best joke in this book so far. That's great. Dream. Settle down. Firestarter family. Just kidding. She wants to burn down the entire universe. Be interviewed on Hot Ones. Seduce Smokey Bear just for the sick thrill of it. I'm sure Sean Evans... Oh, can you imagine Bill Cipher on Hot Ones? They need to do that. They need to do that. Didn't they do like Family Guy and The Simpsons and... what else did they do? I swear they did like Kermit the Frog or something like that. I can't remember what they did. Arch enemy, her twin sister Hydronica. Cool. Fireboy and Water Girl or whatever. Exes, a marshmallow, a scarecrow, Hectorgon. Ah, interesting. I think Hectorgon is another one, right? Yeah, Hectorgon. Oh my God. We'll get there in a minute. Okay. Something has just hit me. Fuck. Oh my God. I don't know what to think. Okay, let me just carry it on. Oh my God. Weakness. A heavy flame retardant tarp. Judge ruled each thing she has touched melted in her clutch, legally declared to be too much. I thought he was going to make a joke about how inflammable and flammable are the same word. They both mean the same thing, even though there's an im in the front of flammable. 8 Ball. Skill, the muscle. Nickname, Ocho Loco. Cool. I think that's 8 Ball in Italian. Ocho. No, Otto is 8 in Italian. I think it might be Spanish. Ocho Loco. Yeah, that sounds Spanish, I think. Diet. Mainly eats bounty hunters. Origin unknown, abandoned by family. Found chained up in the Lottocron 9 casino. We have talked about the Lottocron before. We have. Here we go. Lottocron 9, the gambling dimension. It's like a mob took over the entire galaxy, except there is no mob, because gambling is not only illegal here, it's mandatory. Really funny. So, found chained up in the Lottocron 9 casino, prisoner pit eating card counters. Party trick, can remove his eyes and roll them like dice. Sees 8 seconds into the future. Dream to host a podcast where he tries to figure out what a podcast is. Addicted to pool cue resin. Secret, completely in love with Pyronica. Always gets burned. Quote, what's the quote? Can I eat it? Okay. What is this? We have teeth. Good boy. Roll the pet. We all take turns deciding whose turn it is to take him out for chomps. Skill, Jaw Force can bite through titanium. He can also count all the way to 6. Good boy. Origin, found abandoned in a bucket of jawbreakers. Shame. After finding something he couldn't bite through, he had a dental breakdown. 8 Ball got him out of his depression by lending him his dark matter weighted blanket. That would be so heavy, man. Oh my gosh. Amorphous shape. Roll distraction. Origin showed up on a couch one day, never left. Skill not clear. No one can understand her, which I respect. Might be an artist or art. Only visible to me. 8-ball guys on DMT. Dan Kreppelman. Roll thinks he's my lawyer. He's actually a fool guy. Been tricking him into signing my paperwork for years. If the law ever comes for me, Krabbleman is cooked. Oh, quote, just happy to be part of the team. Okay. Keyhole, roll, spy, locksmith, prank target, Al Thompson. Al Thompson, that's funny. Origin, guard at the Vault of Infinity, where the universe's secrets are kept. Was caught trying to break into his own head to steal his thoughts. Dream, restart this high school band, the Lokies. Had a horrible emo face. That is low-key horrible. Will be the first to flip. Secret shame. His laptop password is 123 password. Hates Pyronica. Gotta write down the password. Oh! Yes. While I'm here. Password. While I'm here. Last time, we did some photoshopping of the IQ test, and we worked out that one of the thingies said something like, need a password? Well, it's the name of the eyeball doc. And I had no idea what that meant, but I assumed it was going to be a password that you type into the website. Turns out you guys have already told me, which is like, meh, you probably shouldn't have. But it's fair, like I've read it now, so it happened. But it turns out the eyeball doc is from The Great Gatsby. It's the E.J. Duckelberg or something, Eckelberg, I think it might have been, that we were seeing in The Great Gatsby, and that's probably why that part of The Great Gatsby was in there. Absolutely. So he is the iDoc. So that would have been the password, but it would have been the password for the website. Basically, when the Book of Bill first came out, the website was there, but there was some pictures of, like, I think Seuss was doing some work on the website or something. He was like doing some handiwork and trying to like do some electrician stuff or something. I have no idea. I've seen a few pictures, and I think you needed to type the password in to access the real website or something. I don't quite remember, but that's what that was for. Basically, I don't think there's going to be any need for it any longer, but at least we now know what it is, which is, I guess, a good thing. I don't know if I would have thought of that unless I maybe reread The Great Gatsby part and saw Eyeball Doc, and I might have put the two pieces together. But there you go. Xanthar, Lovecraftian god / getaway vehicle. Xanthar is horrifying. He looks like a big piece of bread, and he just kind of flies in. Hectorgon started out as a sheriff hunting us down, ditched the badge and joined Kryptos. Ghost writes my riddles. Lava Lamp, master of disguise. Screwball, secret informant, doesn't know we know. We all feed him false plans and keep him off the group chat. He pretends it doesn't hurt, but it obviously does. Pacifier, logistics / masochism. Tony Three Legs, it's a joke because he is just a single sentient leg. Oh my god. So, here we are. They've gone through some of they've written loads of puns and stuff for each of the characters, and then they've said, and more, and they've I think they've done like a completion of all of these, and they've added a few more just for like the odd funny joke, whatever. But then they have specifically written one more character. They've scribbled it out. They've put not important. And I took one look at this character and I knew exactly who this is. Oh my god, it's the Oracle. It's the Oracle. Oh, I was scrolling on the wrong one. No! Okay. Wait, how do I... Okay, I have to do this. Where is she? She's here. Right, look at her. Have a look at her for a few seconds. I mean, I can probably do a side-by-side comparison. Here we go. It's definitely her. Firstly, look at the 9 eyes. 7 eyes. Look at the 7 eyes. 3 on the bottom, 2 on the top, two in between, whatever, however you want to say that. Big hood around her. Notice we don't know what color she is, but we theorized while we were going through Journal 3 that she is an axolotl. We theorize she is an axolotl. I mean, look at the axolotl stuff behind her. She is an oracle for the axolotl. An oracle basically means someone, like an avatar, like someone who talks, someone who the gods talk through, almost. And so I believe wholeheartedly she's an axolotl. So it wouldn't be weird if she was, say, a bluey color. You can see the hood. You can see the 3 eyeballs here. You can see 2 eyeballs above and 2 eyeballs even above that. This is the oracle, 100%. Now, the reason I think this is a really big deal is because notice how Bill has scribbled it out and said, not important. What beef do they have? Clearly, the oracle used to be part of Bill's crew. The oracle may have had something with Bill. But then, something has happened that means they're not on the same team anymore. And I think that something that happened is when Ford went to Dimension 57, 47, 57? What is it? Dimension 52? He went to Dimension 52, and I don't know, they probably made out or something. we had a theory that they also were in a relationship or like a couple or something. Anyway, I don't even remember where that came from, but that was a thing. So Ford came along and the oracle healed him and told him some stuff or whatever. Basically, there's some weird stuff going on because Bill, when he is dying, is speaking to the axolotl, but also the axolotl speaks through the oracle, so they have beef, but they don't have beef. Like, I don't know. Or it's just scribbled out so that we can't read it. That's probably the case. But this is really interesting. I was not expecting this. Like, we know the oracle is a big character, but I didn't think it would just pop out of nowhere. Can't quite read it, though. Oh my god, I wonder if there's going to be a password that you type in and the oracle, we get some oracle lore. The sharpest or something? The smartest? Is it the smartest? Smartest one figured? Figured out. Why is it a capital F though? Figured out something dimension. Yeah, I don't know. Who something something to something something. I really wish we could see that. Yeah. These were not the colors I was expecting for the oracle, although I don't really know what I was expecting. Anyway, it all seems to line up, I think. I think our theories are still standing and stuff, so that's good. As different as they were, all of these dimensional outcasts, rejects, and orphans were looking for a real home, and more importantly, purpose. And what purpose could be better than a heist for the entire multiverse? We had a plan: smash reality, build our clubhouse with its bones, create a place where we could rule and never look back. Okay. I wonder if the Oracle had a different... Oh no, we know the name of the Oracle. The name of the Oracle is Jezelbaum the Unswerving, I think. I don't really see a name tag anywhere though, so I don't know. Interesting. I want to know if we can get more of that later on. That's intriguing. Very, very intriguing. I wonder if like all of this stuff is solved and stuff. Like, are we ever going to find out what this says? Oh, it just makes me so excited for the rest of Book of Bill. Okay. Censored. The good times. Have you ever been the feared god king of your own swirling nightmare realm? I highly recommend it. I freed prisoners from bondage, mental patients from asylums, and dollars from bank vaults, and I was beloved for it. Soon I was the most feared being in any reality, and my territory just kept expanding. Territory. Highlights of my glory days. Crashing 2 planets together to make them kiss. Watching a barber pole go up for 2 billion years. Discovering a chemical element that makes dimensional authorities explode. No pigium. And making a clubhouse out of it. Watching my bounty go higher and higher. Throwing Nightmare Realm Prom, Death Toll 300. Releasing my Christmas album. It was bad. Dissociating. Waking up to find I'd conquered another dynasty. Score. This has got to be a code right here. VXFNLW. Y is pyro. Whatever. Naked. 8-ball is shooting some coppers. Budum chew. Money everywhere. Is that an 8-ball like thing on the car? There's a Bill Cipher symbol on the back of him. Interesting. Is that a tattoo? Okay. Bill Cipher's driving. Got the teeth. Cool. Getaway, loot, losers. When the party's over. Alas, you never know when you're in the middle of your glory years until they're over. Remember that, kids. Tomorrow is tomorrow's yesterday. So enjoy the pre-nostalgia while it's hot. The problem... That's actually true. I've been thinking about that a lot recently. I'm like... Every year, I'm like, man, I wish it was a year ago. Because a year ago, things were so good. But I know that in a year's time, I'm going to say, a year ago, things were so good. So why don't I just live in the moment, you know? The problem with the Nightmare Realm is that the same lack of physics that made it so fun also meant that it was slowly unraveling at the seams, unstable, careening towards complete meltdown. It happens to every reality eventually. The force of boringness known to scientists as entropy, artists as burnout, dates as awkward pauses was coming for us. The form it took this time, the edge of reality. This is a really cool line. I like it. Happens to every reality eventually. It's really poetic. Bill is really poetic in this book, actually. The edge of reality. No one knows how it started, but every second this edge was getting a little closer to our clubhouse that was built out of no pigium. In a trillion years, anyone who wasn't safely hunkered down in a stable dimension when this edge passed would be instantly erased from reality, like a TV series dropped without any promotion on a streaming network. It would be like we never even existed. My new friends were scared. They wanted to keep the party going forever, and I take hosting parties very seriously. It was becoming clear that it was time to say goodbye to our sweet, sweet Nightmare Realm. This meant we needed to find a new universe to relocate our chaos to, and there was one universe, and one planet in particular, most susceptible to conquest. There was just a little baby problem. Okay, a big baby problem. Time baby? Hey, time baby. A baby problem. It turned out your dimension had a guardian. This piece of work. Cornelius Infinitum Titanicus de Infinitius, known to you as Time Baby. I smashed that, by the way. His goons patrolled a billion-year radius around Earth's temporal perimeter, keeping the baby safe atop his high throne in the year 2012. This meant that if I wanted Earth, I'd have to pry it from his fat, sausagey fingers. About the dumb baby, aged 2 billion years old. The terrible 2 billions. Weight 600 tons. Imagine giving birth to this thing. Sorry, Mum. Origin. The last surviving son of an extinct race of chrono giants tasked with controlling all of time. No pacifier can pacify him. Powers. You'd think it would be easy outsmarting a baby, but this one had his own army that was capable of aging you backward, pausing you forever with a time bomb, or thwarting your plans before you even think of them. And don't even try to enter his mind. Baby brains don't have object permanence. So if I walked inside his head, I'd be erased the moment he saw jingling keys. I offered Chubster a deal. We weren't that different after all. We were both orphaned gods who loved commanding armies and hated wearing pants. If he would let me take this one teensy tiny little planet, I could promise to stop giving him night terrors. Maybe I could even sneak him an extra juice every now and then, as long as he promised not to get too hyper about it. I sent out a telepathic message telling him to meet me outside of the timeline to discuss my demands. This made him cranky. I see a code here along the side. See a code. Alert from the time baby. Oh, this is so cool. I love how he faces the other way and he's like completely two-dimensional. Bill Cipher with the R backwards. Criminal, sadistic, yellow, guilty. I'm a silly guy. Oh my gosh. This also seems to be a A1Z26 as well. Attention, all-time agents. I was lying in my crib of dominance, staring up at the mobile of prophecy, when I sensed an anomaly. His name is Bill Cipher, and he is the only brightly coloured shape that I do not wish to put in my mouth. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, can I... Oh, I just thought of like a really funny TikTok you could do. Guys, I give you permission to steal this, but you have to give me credit. You need to get one of those videos where it's like someone putting a triangle in a square. Like, you know those videos where they get like one of those kids' toys and they have like cylinders and prisms and cuboids and stuff like that. And they put the cuboid in the square hole, and then they put the cylinder in the square hole, and they put all the others in the square hole, and it's just like, it's so funny. You need to do a reaction video on TikTok to that, where you know when you've got like the two sides, and then you need to have like a Bill Cipher plush or something going like him freaking out at the fact like you're putting this triangle in a square hole. That would be such a funny TikTok. Anyway, this rogue two-dimensional being has been spotted breaking the laws of reality and retreating to interdimensional waters where he plots the destruction of our very world. Also, he called me Chubster. I know this news is painful, but we must suckle from the bottle of truth, even if it hurts our tummies and makes us wave our arms in little circles. Now, more than ever, I need your support. I need you to support our empire, like how my neck barely supports my massive head. I am pounding the table with both palms. So am I. I will not rest. I will not wipe the spaghetti sauce off my face until Cipher is brought to justice. Bring him to me. I am making grabby hands. Also, bring me a plate of buttered noodles and a large plastic ring. Do not question me. In summary, Wah! The eternal emperor of time. Time baby. P.S. Coco Melon was good today. They told me what sound the cow makes. I will take this dark secret with me to the grave. Coco Melon. Fantastic. Whoa! This is cool. Oh, I'm loving this. What really killed the dinosaurs? Bye-bye, baby. Before you could say tantrum, diapers, and his army had warped to the nightmare realm and right into my trap. What? You thought I was going to play peekaboo with him? The physics don't work the same out here. And my Tench mania, I thought that was two T's. I can't believe I read that as Tench maniacs. Hench maniacs. My hench maniacs had zero moral hang-ups about punching a baby. It was on. Our brawl destroyed 6 planets and caused radiation that SETI still picks up as static on radar today. He spat up in my eye, used me as a teething ring, and almost suffocated me in his cheek fat, but ultimately he was no match for my distracting squeaky duck or Xanthar's right hook. Time Baby was blasted out of the nightmare realm and crashed into Earth, creating a shockwave that boiled the oceans and instantly caused the permanent extinction of the dinosaurs. Whoops! What really killed the dinosaurs? Okay, here we go. So the baby was soon frozen in the glacier as the ice age swept the globe. Oh! Finally, we got an explanation for that. So in the in Irrational Treasures, there was the piece of paper and it had like funny stories or whatever. And then weirdly in the middle of it, it said like large time baby was frozen in ice from the ice age or something. And I can't remember what it quite said, but it was something like that. And so, and I never pieced that together. Like, as in, like, I never understood why, and I never even really thought about it. I thought it was just funny. But I never took a second thought about it. But that actually makes a lot of sense now. So he killed the, makes a lot of sense now. He caused the extinction of the dinosaurs, and he completely melted in the ice age. Or completely froze in the ice age. That's a viable explanation, I guess, in the Gravity Falls universe. The time agents were leaderless, thrown into disarray. Their time tapes draw strength from Time Baby's chronokinesis, leaving them stranded in their own century, forced to wait until their commander would be thawed out to serve them again. This meant that I finally had the one thing those dorks treasured most: time. Hello, Earth. It was finally showtime. Okay, about now, you're probably wondering the big question. Bill, how do you get your eyelashes to look so fierce when mine look so busted? Is that mascara or what? Please teach me to slay. I'll die before I reveal my beauty secrets. But you also might be wondering, hey Bill, if my planet's so average, why did you want to conquer it? Is it because you secretly respect the noble dignity of the human spirit? Ha ha ha! Oh, you're making me smear my mascara. I love it. I love the characterization of Bill. No, the only thing special about the disappointment ball, that's what I call Earth, is that it happens to coincidentally exist on a weak spot between dimensions, like the thin breakable crust on a creme brulee. With my nightmare realm slowly collapsing under the weight of its own greatness, your reality was the perfect new dimension for me and my pals to party hop to. I just needed to wait for my minds to evolve. Because where there are minds, there are dreams, and where there are dreams, there's me. I just needed one special life form to open the door and let me in. Who might it be? I can't stop reading this because it's really good at making you read the full page and then getting to the end of the page and then wanting to flip the page. So who would it be? One special life form to open the door and let him in. Oh! Oh, wow! Okay. We're going to learn more about Crash Site Omega and who actually crashed here. Okay. Gravity Falls 30 million BC. No way 30 million years and more have happened, and this mountain still looks the same. Welcome to Gravity Falls. Much in the same way that objects of great density warp space-time, objects of great peculiarity warp probability, attracting anomalies. The first describes the law of gravity. The second describes the laws of Gravity Falls. Stanford Pine's private notes. That is beautiful. That is so beautiful. I want to read it again. Much in the same way that objects of great density warp space-time, objects of great peculiarity warp probability, attracting anomalies. Warps of probability. So this is the whole like weirdness magnetism that I think Stan Pines was talking about. Ford Pine, sorry. The first describes the law of gravity. The second describes the law of Gravity Falls. I like that. I like that a lot. What the hell is this? We'll see. It was true, this postcard perfect valley had everything a demon could want in a new home, fresh air. Blue skies and a razor-thin membrane between its dimension and the nightmare realm. Oh, and the land orca. Have you ever seen the land orca? I love that guy. If you see a water sprout over the forest line, run. That is terrifying. I don't ever want to see that again. Okay. Bill fact. Park rangers don't want you to know this, but if you saw and have any ancient redwood in Gravity Falls, you can see each time I visited. That's funny. Great. That's a play on if you cut a tree in half and you look at the... what's it called? I don't know. I guess like just the trunk of the tree. You can see how many circles there are. That's how old the tree is in years. I think that might be a myth, but I don't know. I don't really know. The real draw of Gravity Falls was its unnatural resources. Unexplainium, fool's gold, real gold that looks like fool's gold. That's a double negative, great. Either or, a type of mineral that affects dimensional splitting. Fossilized Cyclops femurs, paleo gnome skulls, and best of all, crash site Omega. I love that. Unexplainium, fool's gold. Either or is my favorite. That's so funny. Turns out I wasn't the first extraplanetary tourist in town. These idiot seven-dimensional Trilax Betians had crashed one of their ships right into the center of the attractor zone, leaving the valley strewn with the perfect materials for building my portal, as well as alien guts which seeped into the ground soil. Next time you're in town, try a mouthful of alien-flavored dirt. This was the spot. Interesting. This is like a gnome's head shape. Please don't tell me the gnomes landed. Interesting. 7-dimensional Trilax Betians. 7-dimensional? Well, we're talking a lot about dimensional things here. It's interesting. Okay. I scoured all the life forms here for the one that seemed most capable of getting me. Unfortunately, I found one. Again, it's making me turn the page again. Gravity Falls National Forest, it's normal. Oh my god, it's the question quail. Is that what it's called? Is that its unofficial name or something? I think it's the question quail. Maybe not. But I'm going to call it that right now. Okay, cool. What's down here? Oh, it's just the back of the book. Never mind. Yeah, it's just like the cover of the book. Okay. Oh my gosh. The shaman. The shaman. I can never know how to say this word. The shaman. Okay. This might be the last page, but this is a great last page to end on. Wow. Okay. We're going to learn more about the shaman. Okay, talk about a portal tease. My first ever human pal seemed perfect. This was the first human pal he had? That kind of makes sense, to be honest. The wisest of his tribe. He'd leapt at the offer to build a gateway to the secrets of the universe. We had some great times, licking hallucinogenic moss, gossiping about the astral plane, naming the constellations. I taught him how to speak moose, and he taught me a cool dance that could create lightning. Interesting. Naming the constellations is one. Well, obviously, one of the constellations we talk about all too often is the Big Dipper. So the shaman probably named the Big Dipper, and then, you know, we know about. So in Journal 3, we learned about the shaman. I think it was in the Blacklight edition only that we learned about it, right? But the shaman was the one who had the cave painting, the cave paintings with the zodiac, and that's what Ford found. That's what we saw in, I think it was Weird Mageddon. We saw him come across we saw a flashback of him come across the zodiac, and that was all created by the shaman. So we want to learn more about the shaman, of course. Like, where did all of this come from? All of this kind of mythology. Yeah, interesting. I do see codes here, by the way. I'm just pointing that out. I taught him how to speak moose, and he taught me a cool dance that could create lightning. The tribe loved me too. They carved me into the tips of the spears they used to hunt Gravity Falls' elusive micro mammoth. Very small, but very delicious. Honestly, it was the best this town ever got. By the way, these totem poles in the Mystery Shack? Totally wrong. Way to mix up the Pacific Northwest and the Northwest Plateau, ding-dongs. Huh? I don't know if I get that. Mr. Wise Guy apparently got cold feet after just having a vision of how my realm liked to party. Just as I was sending out the invites to my first Weird Mageddon, BYOB, bring your own buddies of madness. Is that not going to be BYOBOM? Okay. He cancelled the deal, burned our redwood portal to the ground, evacuated the tribe, and banned me from the entire valley with a mix of ancient sorcery and pure spite. I see. So they had a thing. Yeah, they had some beef. And why? Just because my first portal attempt might have turned the guy's face tone to stir. Let me reread that. Just because my first portal attempt might have turned the guy's face to stone, released a couple of lake monsters, and punched a giant hole in the ground looked better with that hole. Oh my god. So, I don't have the Gravity Falls episodes to hand right now. But turn a guy's face to stone in the very first episode, and in, I believe, oh, which episode is it? It might be, yeah, it's I think it's, I can't remember. I think it's the last episode of season 1, maybe. There's this joke that they refer back to from episode 1. And the joke is, it's a stone face. And Stan is like touring people around, and he's saying like, look at this stone face. Is it a stone or is it a face or something like that? And then, oh yeah, and then I had a whole joke and I can't remember what it was. It was like, is it a stone? Is it a face? Nah, it's a freaking metaphor. And it was like the coolest line ever. Anyway, what I'm saying is that he actually turned a guy's face to stone, and that's what they're looking at. That is so dark. That is so dark. I love that they do this. I love that they recontextualize everything in the series because of Bill's dark tones. It's great. A couple of lake monsters. Of course, we're talking about the Gobblewonker there, because the Gobblewonker is, in fact, real. And punched a giant hole in the ground. The bottomless pit. So, the bottomless pit was Bill's first portal attempt. Oh my god, I'm getting lightheaded. It was bottomless, there you go. So what if I briefly turn the sky red? It looks good in red. If that wasn't bad enough, the Backstabber Cave painted step-by-step instructions to any future generations, telling them exactly how to pull the same trick, and warning them about the beast with just one eye. Cool. Reference back to McGucket's classic line. Rude. Finally, he hit me with the prophecy. He claimed 10 cosmic symbols, aligned in harmony, were destined to bear witness to my defeat, which I think was just his way of saying, of trying to mess with my head. I've known a lot of symbols in my day, and these were hardly the most threatening. A heart, a star, basic. What was this? Lucky leprechaun cereal? I'm not scared of cereal. I eat that stuff for breakfast. Guys in robes love tossing out prophecies. You can find them on any street corner. But the shaman's intensity made me feel like I should look into it. I scanned all possible timelines into the distant future, and it became clear these represented humans I'd bump into at some point. There was a pig involved, and a kid with an undiagnosed anxiety disorder, something called Questiony the question mark. Fine. If I ever bumped into these clowns, I'd be ready for them. I just punched the god of time and survived the shaman's curse. A fat grandpa and pimply teen lumberjack were no match for me. And I didn't need this town either. I astrally projected a message out to every warlord, priest, king, and pharaoh in the ancient world. I was looking for a new best friend, for the low, low price of a portal and eternal servitude. And if I ran into any symbols, I'd be ready. Ooh. Cool. Okay. Who wants to build my portal? Okay, so we're gonna have to, I think we're gonna do this next time. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. We've got some really cool stuff coming. I also didn't notice, I didn't mean to do this on purpose, but we're halfway through. We are right now halfway through the book. Which is, wait, there's some, I feel like these stars might be something. Yeah, we are halfway through the book, which is really good because we are 3 episodes in. So this is going to be 6 episodes, which actually works out really well because in 3 episodes' time, I will probably have the Book of Bill finally. So this is going really well. I am really, really enjoying this. I think this episode has been one of my favorite to record so far. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure that you like, comment, and you subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.